Good day, everyone. Today, we will be discussing Chapter 3, which focuses on agricultural commodities exchange. This chapter is part of our subject on agricultural commodity and entrepreneurial development. I am Jed, your instructor, and I will be guiding you through this discussion. By the end of this chapter, you should be able to define what a commodity exchange is and identify the major problems that a commodity exchange can address. These outcomes will help us understand not only the definition but also the practical importance of commodity exchanges in agriculture. Agricultural commodity exchanges are usually linked with efficient and highly organized markets. They bring several benefits such as price discovery, access to market information, and contracts that minimize price risks. Exchanges also reduce transaction costs and provide insurance against opportunistic behaviors among trading partners. A commodity exchange is an entity that sets rules and procedures for trading commodities and related investments. It is also the physical center where trading takes place. Simply put, it is an organized marketplace where buyers and sellers come together to trade based on agreed rules set by the exchange. For an exchange to occur, certain conditions must be met. There should be at least two parties, the buyer and the seller, exchanging contracts but not necessarily the physical product immediately. They must use a common language, agree on currency, follow rules, and specify important details such as quantity, price, time, and place of delivery, as well as the quality of the commodity. Modern commodity markets started in the 19th century with the trading of farm products like corn, cattle, and pigs. Today, these markets handle many investment vehicles. For example, a corn farmer can sell corn futures to lock in a price, while speculators trade futures to profit from changes in prices. This shows how exchanges benefit both producers and investors. Not all goods can be traded in a commodity exchange. Examples include natural products like cotton and jute, minerals like copper and gold, and some manufactured goods like gunny bags and clothing. However, each commodity must meet certain characteristics to qualify for trading. For a commodity to be traded, it must have specific characteristics. First, it must be homogeneous, meaning all units are identical. Second, it must be durable so it can last until the contract ends. Third, it should be gradable, meaning it can be classified into standard grades. Fourth, supply must be open and free, not monopolized. Finally, there should be frequent price fluctuations, since without this, speculation and trading interest would be limited. The main objective of a commodity exchange is to provide a fair and open platform where demand and supply interact freely. It ensures transparency, fair pricing, and equity through established codes of rules and regulations. In understanding the nature of a commodity exchange, we see that it provides the best facilities for close and continuous contact between the total demand and total supply, both present and potential. This allows for a very dynamic market where buyers and sellers can react to changing conditions in real time. Another important aspect is that all businesses within the exchange are governed by rules and regulations. These rules are not optional, but strictly enforced by the exchange authorities, ensuring fairness, discipline, and order in all trading activities. This system of enforcement helps protect both producers and buyers in the marketplace. Another key nature of commodity exchanges is that they are self-regulated, self-administered, and self-disciplined autonomous bodies. This means that exchanges operate independently with internal autonomy, although in most countries, governments also create special legislations to oversee and guide these organized markets. Within this system, free competition among buyers and sellers is also a defining feature. In fact, forward markets for commodities are also referred to as two-way auction markets. Here, buyers and sellers openly participate, using public outcry or even finger signals to communicate bids and offers. This method emphasizes transparency and fairness in trading. Commodity exchanges also operate with a clearinghouse, which plays a crucial role in the market. The clearinghouse facilitates the settlement of all dealings, guaranteeing payment of dues and overseeing the taking and giving of deliveries during the settlement period. Another important nature of an exchange is that it acts as a clearinghouse of market information. It gathers facts, figures, and statistics about price trends, demand, and supply, then regularly shares this information with traders. This constant flow of information helps traders make informed decisions with confidence. Finally, another characteristic of commodity exchanges is the role of speculation. The speculative trader is not just present, but actually considered a vital part of a healthy commodity or securities market. Speculation brings liquidity, meaning it allows transactions to happen more easily, and it helps stabilize the market by balancing risks between different players. Whether in stock exchanges or commodity exchanges, speculation is an integral mechanism that ensures markets remain active and efficient. Now, let us turn to the functions of a commodity exchange. The first function is providing a marketplace. A commodity exchange offers a central and convenient location where members can meet during fixed hours and transact business according to established rules and regulations. This function is particularly important for commodities produced in large quantities and traded widely across different regions. By centralizing trading, exchanges make it easier for both buyers and sellers to connect. The second function is regulating trading. As an organized market, the commodity exchange establishes and enforces rules that guide trading practices. These rules clarify the duties of members and outline methods for conducting transactions. By doing so, exchanges ensure that trade happens in an orderly and reliable manner. The third function is collecting and disseminating market information. Exchanges constantly gather data about price trends and supply and demand conditions, then share this information with traders. This helps all market participants make decisions based on reliable and up-to-date information. Another function is grading commodities. Products traded on the exchange must be graded according to recognized standards of quality. This makes transactions faster and more efficient because buyers and sellers can agree on prices simply by referring to grades rather than inspecting each batch individually. Lastly, commodity exchanges also serve as an arbitrator for disputes. When disagreements arise between traders, the exchange provides a system for arbitration, allowing for fair settlement of issues without going through lengthy legal processes. One of the major services that commodity exchanges provide is offering a ready and continuous market for the purchase and sale of commodities. This service is crucial because it allows producers to sell their goods without relying too heavily on middlemen. By doing so, farmers and producers gain more independence and often better prices for their products. Another service is providing hedging facilities. Hedging helps reduce the negative effects of price fluctuations. Through futures contracts, for example, producers can lock in prices in advance, protecting themselves from sudden market changes. In this way, commodity exchanges play a significant role in reducing uncertainty in agricultural trade. In addition to providing a continuous market and hedging opportunities, commodity exchanges also make it possible for producers to transfer their risks to professional risk bearers. This means that those who specialize in handling risks, such as speculators, take on the burden of uncertainty, while farmers can focus more on production. Another key service is encouraging financing opportunities. Because exchanges create a reliable system of trading and pricing, banks and other financiers are more willing to lend against commodities. This increases the availability of credit for farmers and traders. Lastly, exchanges also provide arbitration opportunities, equalizing prices across different centers. For example, if corn is cheaper in one region compared to another, traders can buy in the cheaper location and sell in the higher-priced market. This process reduces large price gaps and promotes fair pricing across markets. What problems can a commodity exchange address? Commodity exchanges are not just about trading, they also help address several challenges faced in agricultural markets. They reduce costs and risks of transactions, provide reliable public information such as prices and trade volumes, and indirectly improve access to finance and markets. By doing so, they can encourage productivity growth and enhance the competitiveness of agricultural value chains. Let us go through these problems one by one. One common issue in agriculture is the high cost of production and marketing. While commodity exchanges cannot drastically reduce input costs or create new farm technologies, they can significantly lower transaction costs and risks. This results in a smaller gap between the prices received by farmers and the prices paid by consumers. By organizing marketing efforts, sharing resources such as warehouses, and streamlining logistics, exchanges help reduce unnecessary expenses. This ultimately benefits both farmers and consumers by lowering costs along the value chain. Another major problem is limited access to credit. Farmers often struggle to get financing for seeds, equipment, or operations. Commodity exchanges rarely provide credit directly, but they can support systems like warehouse receipts. These receipts serve as collateral, making it easier for traders and farmers to secure loans from banks. By increasing the supply of credit to traders, farmers may also receive more seasonal credit indirectly. This link between exchanges, financial institutions, and farmers is very important for improving agricultural financing. Farmers also face the challenge of limited access to new technologies. Commodity exchanges cannot directly supply or develop technologies, but they can indirectly promote technological adoption. When markets are well-functioning and profitable, farmers are more likely to invest in new tools and practices. In this way, exchanges create an enabling environment that encourages a cycle of investment, productivity growth, and higher incomes. Price volatility is another major concern in agriculture. Farmers never know if the price of their crops will rise or fall drastically at harvest. Commodity exchanges address this by providing risk management tools, such as futures contracts, that allow farmers and traders to hedge against price changes. By locking in prices ahead of time, both producers and financial institutions reduce risk. This makes it easier for banks to finance farm inputs and investments because there is less uncertainty about future income. Farmers also struggle with market access, especially when dominant traders control assembly markets. Commodity exchanges cannot directly solve this, but they can encourage competition by attracting new firms into the market. As new traders enter, competition increases, reducing the power of middlemen and creating better opportunities for farmers. Over time, this improves farmers' bargaining power and overall access to markets. Finally, commodity exchanges require supporting institutions to function effectively. For example, settlement services are usually handled by commercial banks, ensuring smooth transfer of funds between buyers and sellers. Another is collateral management systems, which build trust among participants by guaranteeing that the exchange can honor contracts. These supporting services are essential for a reliable and transparent trading system.